Yug, stammering, says, Yashi, what are you saying, Bhabhi? I said I opened the door of the Yakshini's room. Vandana angrily replies, You're lying. What do you think? That I don't know anything? I know everything, understand? Yug couldn't understand what was happening to him, nor could he figure out how Vandana had found out about all this. With all her strength, Vandana began to strangle Yug's neck. Yug cried out, Leave me, Bhabhi. What are you doing? Leave my neck. I can't breathe, Bhabhi. Vandana kept tightening her grip on Yug's neck, shaking him repeatedly. Yug's breath began to falter, his eyes turned red and bulged out, and it seemed that if Vandana didn't release him soon, he would die in just a few moments. His voice stopped coming out, and he was only flailing his hands and legs helplessly. Just before Yug could take his last breath, hearing his cries, Janki, Amodita, and Rajani arrived there. Seeing the situation, all three were left shocked. Janki quickly rushed to Yug, tried to pull Vandana's hands away, and shouted, What are you doing, Vandana? Why are you strangling Yug? Leave him! Vandana gave no reply to Janki's words. Her entire focus was still on choking Yug. Janki, pulling at her hands, kept saying, Vandana, I'm telling you, leave Yug's neck or else he'll die. Vandana, still clutching Yug, shouted, No, he opened it. He's lying. I know everything. He opened the door. Junkie kept pleading, but Vandana wasn't ready to listen. She had only one goal, to kill Yug. To save him from Vandana's hands, Rajni also rushed over and tried to pull Yug free. Amodita, frozen at the doorway, stood paralyzed, not knowing what to do. Seeing Vandana like this always made her panic, as if some spirit had taken over her. Even with Yug, Junkie, and Rajni all trying, Vandana couldn't be restrained. It was as though the strength of 100 wrestlers had suddenly filled her frail body. Shockingly, how could such immense power appear in such a thin woman? Rajni yelled at Amodita, You useless girl! Why are you standing there watching the drama? Quickly inject her! Flustered, Amodita said, Ah, yes, ma, I'll do it. Just a minute. She ran into the room, grabbed the anesthesia injection from the table, and injected it into Vandana's arm. As soon as the liquid entered her body, Vandana collapsed unconscious. Junkie and Rajni laid her on the bed. Rajni proudly said to Amodita, Good thing my daughter did that AM course, otherwise Yug would have lost his life. Whenever anyone falls sick, they go straight to my daughter. She's no less than a doctor. Yug said nothing. His mind was still stuck on how Vandana had come to know that he had opened the Yakshini's room. After some time, everyone left Vandana's room. Yug sat in his elder mother Junki's room, having his head massaged. While massaging, Junki said, Yug, do you know, in your childhood, I used to comb your hair, bathe you, dress you, and send you out to play after putting a black dot for protection. Yug remained silent, lost in thought. Junki asked softly, What are you thinking, son? Yug shook his head and said, Nothing, Badima. She replied, You call me Badima, yet you lie to me too? Do you think I won't know if you don't tell me? You're wondering how your Vandana Bhabhi's condition became like this, aren't you? Yes, Badima, Yug admitted. I keep thinking, this isn't the same Bhabhi I used to play with in childhood, always smiling and cheerful. How could she change like this? Junkie sighed and said, That Vandana died the day her husband, my son Virat, died. Tears welled in her eyes. Yug wiped them and said, Don't cry, Badima. How can I not cry, son? She said. A mother who lost her young son, how can she not weep? Junkie, still sobbing, continued. Do you know, son, that Yakshini killed your brother? She drained every drop of blood from his body. His whole body turned pale white. But why, Badima? Why did the Yakshini do that to him? That Yakshini never needed a reason to kill Sun. She came from another realm, cursed, and that curse drove her to this madness. Yug wondered silently. What exactly is this curse everyone talks about, but no one truly knows? Junkie explained further. After your brother's death, one day your Bhabhi secretly went to that graveyard mansion. When she returned, she was never the same again. We consulted many doctors, but nothing worked. Even exorcisms and rituals failed. The sages said the Yakshini had cast black magic upon her. That's why she is like this. From that day on, she became a living corpse, repeating the same words over and over. You opened the door, I know everything. Yug asked in shock. But how did she know which door was opened? Junkie replied, Only Vandana and your father knew that. Yes, son, your father used to live in that graveyard mansion. But after he died, the secret died with him. How could I have asked him? Your grandfather had already cut ties with him, forbidding him ever to return if he crossed that threshold. Hearing all this, Yug fell silent, drenched in sweat, torn between telling Junkie the truth or hiding it. Junkie pressed him. Tell me, Yug, you didn't open that door, did you? Yug opened his mouth to reply, but just then Rajni and Amudita entered. Rajni broke the tension, teasing, Oh, so you're enjoying a head massage here? Do you know, my Amudita is an expert at champi. Once she massages you, you'll always want her to do it again. She signaled Amudita, saying, Go, dear, massage Yug's head, let your aunt rest a little. Amudita understood her mother's real intention to pluck a strand of Yug's hair for black magic. She stepped toward him, saying, Shall I do it, Yugji? But Yug politely refused. No, no, Badima has already done enough. Too much champi makes hair fall. Soon after, Rajni tried again to hold him back, but Yug insisted on leaving, saying he had only come to meet everyone. Janki, however, urged him, Stay tonight, son. After so many years, the mansion feels alive again with you here. Rajni too supported her, secretly hoping to get his hair. Finally, Yug agreed, All right, Badima, only for your happiness, I'll stay. Rajni smiled, satisfied, already scheming. At dinner that night, Amodita and Balu Kaka served food. All day she had failed to pluck a hair from Yug. In the meal, when Rajni insisted he eat more, he refused politely. The family conversation soon turned to the graveyard mansion. His uncles said a meeting had been held in the village and everyone decided Yug must close the mansion. Yug raised his brows and said, Close it? Why? That mansion is mine, and now I will live there. His uncle grew furious, warning him that even his father had once opened it and the whole family had suffered. But Yug argued, This is my house too, isn't it? Or do you all forget our ties were broken long ago? His words silenced them all. He stood up, saying, I'm done eating, Badima. I'll leave now. Though Junkie pleaded with him to stay, he replied, I was going to, but after everything that happened, I don't feel like it. Take care of Bhabhi and everyone.